Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. Today's video is for those who want to learn to crochet. For those who took the hook into their hands and don't quite know how and what to do. Today we will learn how to make the first stitch, chain stitch, and a sequence of chains. Every piece you make starts with these. Follow the link in the description and grab your step-by-step guide on how to earn your first $1,700 crocheting by tomorrow with the help of my own crochet techniques. I take the hook, 2, 25, and the appropriate thread for the hook. For those who are just starting, I recommend using a bigger hook with a thicker thread. It'll be a lot more convenient because a thin thread is not so comfortable. A thicker thread will make for a convenient learning process and be much more visible. All right, let's begin. We grab a thread and make the first stitch. People do it in different ways. Some people make a ring and then use a hook to pull the thread out to make the first stitch. I do it like this. I yarn over the hook and simply intertwine it. See, I kind of twist it. And then, while holding, bring up the working thread, the one that comes from the yarn ball. I pull out and tighten and get the first thread. Also, what's the best way to hold the hook? Everyone holds it different, but when I was learning, I held it like this. Now I'll show you in this case. Usually everyone sees the hook being held like a pen. Either like this. Also, at times supporting here, you gotta hold the loops in place so they don't slide off the hook. I was taught to crochet this way. In the same way, I yarn over, short tail is on my index finger. I intertwine as in twist. And while supporting this loop, I insert and tighten. I end up with a stitch. Next, if anyone wants to learn crocheting like this, here, as a rule, secure this loop so that it doesn't escape the hook. And then it's just a long thread, which comes from the ball. It rests on our index finger. Pull up the thread from below and insert into the loop. And here we are with one chain stitch. Next, while securing, pull up from below. Insert through the loop, second stitch ready. Time passed. I got tired of crocheting more complicated pieces. I saw that the hook can be held like this. And it got much easier. I taught myself over, and now it's harder for me to crochet even this way. But I see that many ladies crochet exactly this way, going over the hook. Try and see which way is the most comfortable for you, because for the longest time I was crocheting with this type of approach, but then when I started crocheting bigger things, it was more comfortable. Napkins, tablecloths, hats. This kind of thin thread and small hook. And this is just 225. There are even thinner hooks. Then I suppose this approach is easier. Insert like this. I demonstrate. While I comment, I'll show you how to make chain stitches. And then I started crocheting like this. Now it's easier this way. When doing it slow, I can show you. If you need to crochet fast, then it's better to hold the hook like this. I was quite surprised that others hold it this way. but it turned out to be a lot more convenient, for me at least. So if you hold this way, then using fingers, secure this loop on the hook. Identically, I insert and pull out. You see, all of my stitches are the same size. Yours might also turn out the same. You may be tightening like this due to lack of habit. Then it'll be hard to pull out because you've tightened the stitch. Then you tighten. This one will be tight and this one loose. Generally speaking, this is how the majority crochets for convenience. And then do like so. Turns out less, different size. As soon as you start learning, try to keep your stitches more or less loose, so that your hook can easily pass through them. And then it'll be easier for you to insert the hook through the loops. And I pull a bit. Don't tighten. You gotta pull it a bit. Hold on to the actual chain. Insert. Of course, it'll be easier to learn on thicker threads. And insert, then you end up with identical stitches. Very easy. This is the most simple lesson which can be. Simply insert through the loop from below and pull out through the following. This is called a sequence of chain stitches. This is how you crochet a chain stitch. And so in directions, if you see chain stitch, you gotta execute this way. This is our finalized sequence of chain stitches. You see, I crocheted loosely, then I started and showed you how to crochet more tightly. And then all your stitches gotta remain straight. And we continue again. Here's how easily and simply one can learn to crochet. Next time, I'll show you how to single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, so that you can familiarize yourself with the right ways of crocheting and reading directions. Crochet with joy. See you soon!